And we're back. Okay, next game. Apparently, we were supposed to do another game,
Hmm.
but we get a what is supposed to be a sneak peek of maybe one of the teams in the grand finals here.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
mean, yeah.
which team is that?
Well, we have one of the stronger ones. Obviously, Pacific Pink. They've won the FSL Elite last
Mm-hmm.
year, so they're definitely the front runners on this one. I think they've won almost every single female tournament in the past year, so that's saying
Yep.
quite a lot. Um, this is a formidable team, right? And almost any team that goes up against them are have been struggling to find their footing, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak, because just how they kind of.
You're gonna be truly tested when you go up
Yes.
against Pacific Pink,
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, so
Mm-hmm.
there's so much like their players are all very mechanically skilled. They really know what they're doing, and they've been together for so long that they
Yep.
play well as a
Mm-hmm.
team, and they're very coordinated with how they're doing it. Now, if we just happen to the draft here, we're going to see a couple picks. Um, the one that kind of sticks out to me right now is just the fact that Mariposa actually banned out the clock, and then they have a really good sleepless player who just played the clock. So that seems like an interesting thing, but they banned it out.
Yeah. So I thought, Sleepless with that amazing performance on Clark
Hmm.
previously, going for the unconventional Orchid blade mail kind of build.
Yep.
So, but it worked.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no flame, just nothing but praise
Hmm.
for Sleepless play. And also, of course, Shada with her Invoker previously.
Hmm.
We did see a very, very good showing from Mariposa. So, but here we're still wondering how they're gonna stand up against Pacific Pink, of
Hmm.
course.
Hmm.
So this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, another thing to note is that Pacific Pink, like some of the most picked heroes was like Rubik, so that's definitely a favorite of theirs. They're gonna run that one, and they love it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it does a lot of countering, so even if you've got a big ulti, he's got ways around it. So now
Yeah.
Mariposa, on the other hand, needs to kind of draft around the fact that they have a Rubik, which isn't always the easiest thing to do sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously you don't want your good spells stolen. And so, what do you think about this Veno Rubik, which is, in my opinion, a very strong lane? But how
Very
do you feel?
strong lane, yeah, yeah. So Veno obviously being one of the meta heroes right now,
Hmm.
with the insane slows and the way that people have figured out how to use the wards.
Yeah.
So those are really good. And I was just thinking that maybe they kind of Mariposa maybe probably did a bit of homework because Pacific Pink, the more games you play, the easier it is to do homework on the team. With established games. So perhaps they chose not to give the clock to take the clockwork
Hmm.
because they didn't want those things stolen actually.
Okay.
So
Okay.
um they want to go with like, okay, you know what, you got Rubik, we're gonna give you spells for sure, but
Hmm.
just not gonna give you the best spells,
Right. Right.
because hook shot initiation is pretty
Hmm.
insane. Even Rubik's stealing cogs is also pretty sick. You
Hmm.
can cogs, and then you can lift people and put them into the cogs with you.
Yeah. There's so much you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, like even moving forward right now, like look at how many of the meta heroes right now have been banned. Like TB,
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I just took
Spectre,
yeah.
Tomb, Faceless Void, Tiny. Like actually PL and Lifestealer have been banned as well. But
And
like.
then Pacific Pink just go with the most vanilla flavor ever, which is the Juggernaut.
I mean,
I don't need your TB or
yeah.
your AM or your Spectre.
Like they were attacking all of the cores. So even the carries at this point were like, oh gosh, we like, are there who's still left at this point? Like, who do you want? If you're Mariposa right here, who do you pick into this juggernaut?
Who do you pick into this Juggernaut? Wow, there's so many cores banned out actually. Uh, Chaos Knight can be pretty
Okay.
decent at
Okay.
going in forward, but it's an early game kind of,
Yeah.
or early to mid game kind of, a carry, not really able to hit the late game stride.
Hmm.
So,
So okay, I feel like CK is like one of those untested ones. I feel like
hmm
the potential of him to be really good this patch is there because he's been getting buff after buff after
he is
buff.
being yeah he is being buffed, but I still don't see him in the pro matches a lot. So.
Right. Yeah, not yet. I think I saw recently
hmm
RTZ was playing him. He was
Right.
just trying to testing him out, or so to
Hmm
speak. But like as Mariposa though, if you do pick the CK though, I feel like the Veno and the Rubik, they have ways to deal with like the
hmm
illusions so that it's not as good and they pick the Undying here, which is in my opinion a great position 5.
It's a great position for, and I was about to actually say Ursa was gonna work well for Mariposa, but right now I think the amount of kite that they have instead of Ursa,
It's not
no,
good.
it's
It's
not
not
good.
good.
No, no, I was gonna yeah, I thought
Um
an Ursa might do the trick, but it's hard. Not gonna lie, it's hard to be an Ursa here.
like if you've got a tombstone and all the wards that are just near it, you're just gonna create this
There's
like
so many.
you're gonna create Chernobyl. Like it's gonna be terrible. Like this area, you do not want to walk in there. But
Yeah.
like, what do you do? Like, how are you gonna deal with this?
You have to do tombstone and wards as well, right? So
Yeah.
you need somebody who's able to hit really fast and preferably not a melee hero, I would
Probably
say.
not, yeah.
Sometimes you want range. So right now at the moment, okay, but Snapfire, Little Shredder does deal very well with the tombstone.
Yeah.
So that's still one thing, and I mean not wards still, but
I don't know. Veno creates a lot of problems.
oh,
That's-
actually the troll ban, that was brilliant actually by Pacific Pink. Troll
mhm.
would have been so good against
Yeah.
their lineup here.
And they've banned In Kind, Puck, and DK.
All the cores are really
yeah.
out here. like-
Yeah. They've banned out the
The
Morphling,
Morphling as
another
well?
good one that kind of deals
You
with
wanna
like the
go
whole,
Monkey King now? I don't know.
Um,
Monkey King for Mariposa?
well, I mean, Mariposa doesn't even have last pick here, so they're kind of this is a
What
right
do you
now
go
the
for?
draft is definitely in favor of Pacific
Naga
Pink.
Siren.
Interesting. So ways to, like, you can kind of siren your way out of bad fights. You can obviously use the illusions
Sing
to
the
kind of
song
counterpick.
of your people.
But are you comfortable with the Naga up against like a Veno Rubik in this case? Like, it's definitely gonna be that line. That lane, excuse me.
I think Mariposa may have forgotten a little bit about the fact there's a Rubik on the team when they picked the Squab and the Naga Siren here.
It's
Very
okay.
good spells, actually.
They're very good spells, but like you gotta like when you cast things, you gotta make sure that you casting other things right after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, like just make sure that you just spam that out. It's gotta be on instinct. Like you
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
give away any of your good spells. That's pretty massive.
Mhm.
But like the LC pick right into the Rubik, I like that. It's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you want to steal my deal? Come, duel me. Like. But what actually stops the siren? Sorry, the Naga Siren, that is.
Somebody who deals well with illusions.
It's gonna be mid.
Mid. Odie again? No, Ember Spirit.
Deals with illusions.
Yeah,
There you
deals
go.
with illusions. I don't super ultra like this Ember pick because now it goes with like, hey look, me. There's a bounty on my head. Duel me. Duel me.
You're right. You're right. But okay, there are like he's gonna have to get priority on that Lincoln's. I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be pretty massive for him.
But of course, you could just be really ultra elusive as, the
mhm.
Ember Spirit. But
I mean, the Ember's gonna have like ways to kind of get on to the Oracle who needs to die first, and then like the Snapfire as well.
yeah, for sure. I think
Um,
Ember's fantastic. Yeah, you're like what you mentioned on getting onto the Oracle. So
Mhm. So like if you're gonna see it, it's gonna be a little bit of a like this because the siren, like the Naga Siren, is gonna be up front or whatever. It's like I'm trying to envision how a team fight would go, right? And so it's gonna go there. The Quap will probably just blink in, and then the LC will look to just get on somebody. And so if you're creating like basically if Pacific Pink can fortify their defenses, so to speak, with the wards and like the tombstone and making sure that like you've created this area where nobody wants to go in, I think that they'll be fine. But it's gonna take some time to do that, and it's really going to come down to, in my opinion, NM on the Venomancer. I think a lot of pressure's on her because the Veno's got to get off to a good start, obviously slowing down the Naga in addition to all the vision that those wards provide and making sure that she's in the right spot at the right time.
all right. So interesting Naga Siren pick, honestly. I'm looking forward to seeing what Mariposa has up their sleeve because, Mariposa, they've shown themselves to be quite adaptable and quite flexible with their picks here. So I really like what they did in the previous match, and I hope they're going to be showing up to this match here against Pacific Pink,
Right.
the team to be looking out for, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like with the previous games that they've played, Pacific Pink has had an average game time of 25 minutes and 49 seconds. Very,
That's
very short.
quick.
Which is totally, you know what I mean? Like just commanding,
super quick.
snowball, destroying games, right?
Mhm.
And that's versus a Mariposa who's had an average of 32 minutes and 30 seconds a game. But this entire draft is looking to go late game. Obviously, that Siren, the Naga, if she gets going, she's going to need a little bit of time to get going, but she wants to go late game.
For sure, for sure. So in fact, this time it will not be Honey Lisa playing the Snapfire. It's Sleepless Snapfire instead.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll see what a position 4 Snapfire does for Mariposa. I like how they've changed it up, and of course Sleepless has shown, to have a pretty deep hero pool and just the knowledge of how to go in and get out,
Yeah.
you know, with her life all the time. So,
Yeah. I mean, Oracle's a natural position 5. I think Oracle's a great hero for that, just the save. But she's the type of hero who's like super complex, right? Like there's so many things that you do. Like one spell does things for both sides, right?
Yep.
And so it kind of throws things around. Obviously, it's got the save, which is going to be essential for maybe like a duel gone bad or you know your Naga gets out of position, whatever it is. Like she has that get out of jail free card. Her positioning is going to be super important in this game. Make sure that she does not get caught out and have to use false promise on herself.
Don't get embered.
Yes. And it's going to be tough to do, and it's going to come back to the vision, right? So, again, the Veno, do the wards, do they have the right, you know, intel before they take those fights, and can then Ember get on the right heroes in the backline?
Veno offers so much vision, honestly, sometimes with the
It's an
wards,
amazing hero because of it, yeah. It's surprisingly underrated. People just think it's, the Poison Nova and all this stuff and the slow death, but no, it's actually the wards that's providing the vision.
Yeah.
It's super good. All right, by the way, I've been playing a little bit of Position 5 Undying. I think it's strong.
It is. I think the changes now are very interesting, and it definitely gives a little bit, makes the hero a lot more viable in the mid to late game, I feel.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, Undying can just be so strong. And I mean, with those decay stacks, like, come at me. But if we click on,
And these two are strength heroes as well, right? Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's even better.
Yeah. Actually, what I've been doing 2 stacks of Tangos to start and then 6 Mangoes. And I just go DK ham, right? I just try to just get as much as possible. But
there was a Jenkins video on the different builds that you could go on Undying as a Position 5 Undying. That was very interesting. Because you can go the aggressive Windlace build, actually.
Yep.
Or the Windlace Mangoes build, yeah.
Yeah. I think it really comes down to what you're laning up against. But, man, as Undying go to the end of the earth. Are these lovers in the woods? What is going on?
I don't know. I mean, the more you get out, sleeveless, just TPs out of there with, 500 HP to name as a strength hero. That's not good.
Yeah, it's not good, but okay.
But she lives, right?
Yeah. You seem like it's questionable. It's like, why would Snapfire go all this distance? Why is Undying even following? Like, Snapfire right now is looking for pickoffs in terms of couriers, getting a little bit intel, while the Undying is looking to prevent that, right? It has to stay with it. And so, at this point, you're like, okay, I'll leave the Jugs alone. Can one-on-one easily with the LC. And so you're just providing a little bit of space, so to speak.
Right. So just giving the basically the main players of the lane a little bit more, alone time.
Yeah. But I feel like LC's got a bit of an edge just because, like, LC just does really well against
overwhelming
melee
odds is just so good in the early levels, right? And Jug isn't obviously going to spin just before the overwhelming odds, so Jug will take a lot of damage.
Ooh.
Okay, Honey Lisa putting a lot of damage onto the Rubik, who has to back herself away. Illusion's chasing after her.
Yeah.
Who dropping very low, but I think she'll be just fine. She does have boots, but unfortunately no health. She's gonna die to... No, she's not gonna kill herself to...
No. It's got the clarity going. It's got a salve on the way. I mean, Rubik right here, this is the position 4 thing about the brown boots.
NM.
Ooh.
It's a little bit dangerous.
Actually, Naga doing quite well. 11 last hits versus the Veno, just 9 and 1. Okay, but KJ, as a position 4, if you're gonna go brown boots, the issue with that item is so close.
One more. Yes, she gets the kill. Honey Lisa, she draws first blood by killing KJ.
Really nice play there. I mean, the amount of burst that Oracle has is surprising, right? And Rubik thought she could be a little cheeky and just hide under it, but.
Regen under the tower.
It's got to be careful. You can't just...
Honey Lisa's going to be very happy about that. Shoes already.
Yep.
She gets the pull off as well. So there's going to be a lot of XP going her way. She's almost level 3 at 3 minutes in.
That's pretty good. And
fantastic.
She got the kill, got first blood, and was back in time to get the pull.
Yeah.
Right?
The efficiency.
Like, for me, it's either one or the other, right? But Rubik is now here, a little angry.
Let me take your clarity.
Oh, Fortune says we charge a little bit, but the Fabled is
KJ,
there.
And now the Veno is here as well. She's going to TP herself out of there. Can she make it? Oh, no, she will not make it. No. She will have to do the walk of shame all the way back to base, all the way back to the lane, unfortunately.
This is your fault. You complimented her, and this is what
happens.
happens.
That's true. She must be a Singaporean, actually. So apparently, you know the saying, right? They say if you compliment the Singaporean, then they automatically just start doing worse.
Oh, really?
So that's why they always say, for Singaporeans, you can't compliment them.
Okay.
So don't compliment me.
All right.
Yeah, you're not... Are you You're like a fake Singaporean.
I'm not actually Singaporean.
Okay, not at all. All right, so you're free to be complimented and to be flamed. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but I usually people flame me more than anything. So
You're a Dota player, man.
Playing an SEA. Yeah. People are so disappointed I'm not an Angmo. You know it is.
Oh, that's true, right? They get like a rude shock when they go like, wait, you're
Yeah.
Asian?
They're like, wait, what? Wait, what happened
I'm
here?
so confused.
Wait. Did I tell you I was meeting a real estate agent one time?
hmm
I met him like we just nothing but called, and he was like, "Yeah, we'll meet at 6 p.m. at this whatever this condo is or whatever." And I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, sure, I'll be there." I waited there at 6 o'clock, and there's another dude sitting on the bench. And I
Yeah.
waited there for 6:15, and then he decides somebody calls me, and he's like,
It's that dude.
"Hey," and I was
Who-
like,
are
and I
you
look
arriving?
across, and it's that dude sitting on the bench, and he like literally he went up to me, and goes, "Sorry, I thought you were gonna be an Angmo," and he was like, there was like the face of like disappointment in him, and I was like, "Oh, sorry." My bad. Like, I should have like told him. Like, yeah, he was super disappointed.
All right, so fake Angmos aside,
Yeah,
which is Rubik and Oracle trading their lives.
Veno
Yeah.
here with level 5.
Veno's
though.
already level 5.
Yes.
But Oracle, of course, with the start that she had, she is level almost 4 actually at 5 minutes in. That's fantastic. Oh no, the Oracle, she's going to purge herself off, but that's not going to be enough. She does take a
This
very little magic
is-
damage. Oh no, but unfortunately, the right clicks from NM are too much. NM on a killing spree, taking down the Oracle, who I think has lost basically all that good start that she had.
Honestly, Veno and Rubik is a really toxic lane. You can't really get away from it. 'cause
Have
the
you
slow
tried
and
a
you got the
Veno
lift.
Viper lane actually?
That one's, you'll win the lane, but the thing is that there's no like past mid game. You know what I mean? Like that will definitely fall off because the Viper, in my opinion, he has that like yes he peaks very very early, but he like the dip in that mid game once cores actually get items like that guy just falls off, right? But I feel like the Veno in this case with the Rubik as a partner, like this is a terrible lane to be up against.
All right. The other lane that I've enjoyed playing is Veno Jakiro lane actually.
That's pretty toxic too.
That's
Actually, Jakiro's very
pretty
strong.
bad, yeah.
Too. We haven't seen too much Jakiro in this tournament, which is
No, actually. Yeah. Do you think Jakiro has fallen off in terms of the meta actually?
no. I think it's still good.
I think
But-
it's still good, right?
But you're like, okay, it depends really what your position 4 is doing. If it's like, because you need like that team fighting, crowd controlling, fighty type, right? And if you don't have that out of the position 4, then you need to bring that into the position 5, right? And so Jakiro, obviously, he's got a lot of AoEs and all those spells that are great.
Right.
But the thing is that you don't have that like reliable stun. Like if you're up against an AM who can just literally just blink on out, and you have like a really hard time of catching her, like it's gonna be you're gonna have a rough time, right? So the teams need to kind of draft around it.
All right. They see Honey Lisa as well as Sleepless. The two of them have made their rotations down bot here. But at the same time, Pacific Pink mirroring their movements, and they bring the Rubik as well as the Undying here.
KJ there
That
with
just gives space to the Naga Siren, who is just obviously gone to the jungle, and the Veno who will push the lane.
Yeah.
Choosing to max. Actually, whoa, 3
Level
points into
7.
Poison Sting actually.
Yeah. No, that's super good. Actually, that's really good.
Okay,
Poison
so
Sting is like one of the
I
things
think
you
it's
first-
great. It's just that I thought they would actually max out the wards first. So you put 2 points into Poison Sting and then you max out the wards. But anyway, bot lane is where the action is. It looks like Pacific Pink they get a kill on the Snapfire, but not before Mariposa gets a kill on the Undying. So they're gonna trade their 4-4-5 here.
So a lot of action like bottom lane, but the Naga right here, just the fact that like she can't even stay in lane and now she's got a jungle. Like this is the time where Mariposa really needs to kind of create space elsewhere, right? Because she could get further choked out, especially when that T1 is getting hit now by the Veno, and will go down very, very soon.
I think maybe she just lets it go because
Yeah,
of the fact that just there's nobody to contest Venomancer at this point in time, honestly. Unless Quap does the rotation, but Quap has been pretty quiet. Ningen not making the sort of rotations that we saw her do with was it? I think. Oh no, sorry, it was Nokimi's Death Prophet here. But yeah. Anyway, usually Ningen actually also has wonderful positioning. But she's just been pretty quiet.
Yeah. So
Don't really know what she's going for also.
yeah, like this is the thing where Nigan would like to get some sort of those the jungle camps and then just kind of farm and then go back in the lane. But this is a 4 protect 1 lineup in the sense that the Naga, they're going to prioritize everything for her and make sure that she gets items and she just carries this game. But that means that all of your other heroes are going to be like definitely poor, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get as much net worth spread around, so to speak. So this means that your team needs to start making moves, You know, you got to create space elsewhere. And obviously you can't deal with the top lane. And this is, again, if we're going back to the last game, where kind of the Tide actually left the lane, right? But if Veno stays in that top lane, the Naga is going to be completely choked out.
Yeah.
And as I say that, Veno actually TPs to the bottom lane.
The TPs to the bottom lane. They look like they're trying to go into Shada. But Shada's able to cut herself a path through the trees, and she gets out of there.
She should be fine, but okay. NM, you got to create space, and you just got to push.
Yeah, I think they want to push, or maybe they want to go for this bot tier 1, but let's be honest, this bot tier 1 is also pretty useless.
Yeah, it's not great, but like...
Alright, they get the Gale. More going forward. Can they get the duel onto her?
Nova.
No, she does
Into
get
the
the duel,
duel.
but the thing is that she does have the team right beside her here, and NM is going to survive that. She is super strong, super tanky actually for a Venomancer.
Ember.
And now Ember Spirit is here, gonna take out that Oracle immediately, and looks like Sleepless is gonna go next. Yes, she burns down, and they're gonna get double kill. They do get NM in the end with the Queen of Pain finally doing a rotation, but not before they lose both supports. For
Actually,
a position 3, is that right?
Yeah, position 3. NM there, though, like saw that, you know, the LC was running up on her, and so she quickly cast Poison Nova and started, and like when the duel happened, like the Tombstone was placed in the back, and then Ember came on in. And so like the timing of that, and then the Sonic Wave happened, actually pushes her out of the melee range of the LC, meaning that there wasn't enough damage to kill the Veno. And so, I mean, yes, NM died in the end, but not giving up dual damage is probably a big win for them.
Yeah, she got all her spells off as well. So
Everything, yeah.
Everything was off, so I think she'd be okay with that. Yes. It's a bit of a dampener in her net worth here, but she is second position. Oh, she's actually still top. She was top, and I mean she was much further ahead actually.
She was definitely like this is why. Remember what I was talking about, the top lane, right? If you're dominating the lane, I don't want to see you until you're high ground.
Right.
Like, literally
I want to see
push
you
that
right
lane.
behind the tier 2.
Because if you take that early T2, that opens up the outpost. That opens up so much more.
You can't go to the
lane.
jungle.
Right.
Naga Siren is just sad.
And we don't need you in the other lanes because we're doing well, right? So there's no reason for NM to be moving. But as I say that, it looks like Mariposa are countering that, and they push.
They want to push
4 heroes
bot,
bottom.
but the thing is that look at mid lane. Mid lane is being pushed in so hard by the Venomancer, and honestly, with the Tombstone from Naomi here, pretty sure they'll be able to get some sort of defense here. But Ningen, she's trying to go on to KJ right now. KJ, she's a poor Ruby. She's gonna be lifted up, down now. Okay, the duel is very nice. They're gonna get it onto the Rubik, so that's gonna be very nice damage for Shada here. But Shada's still gonna go down, and now Sleepless is gonna follow as well. Can they get Honey Lisa? Do they have any more catch from Mary at the same time as they are taking this fight, this successful fight at the bottom lane here? At the mid lane, Veno has taken the mid lane, and Honey Lisa, Mary with a double kill. On top of that, the mid lane tower goes down. Pacific Pink.
Naomi right there with that Flesh Golem just hit level 6 right before that
right under that tower,
on,
right? Yeah.
But the thing is that when she gets that debuff on, the new ult for Undying is just ungodly, right? If like that happens, 30% more damage, or I think it's 25 at level 1.
Yeah, 25.
Oh, sorry. 25% of the damage amp, and then the Sleight of Fist will happen, and so there's 25% more damage throughout. It's like, you know, it's like Empower on everybody, right? I mean, on your Ember Spirit, that is. And so if there's more damage being spread around, like, you really underestimate just how much damage output the team has.
Yeah. Also because you don't really pay so much attention to the debuffs that way.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to give...
trying to defend this bot tier 1. But, you know, okay, at the very least, right, this is just space, isn't it, for the Naga Siren?
It is, but the thing is that this is your last T1, right? So if you're talking about it's only 13 minutes, to be honest, and Naga's kind of doing what she can. She just got Diffusal right now.
Yeah, Diffusal.
Right, so which is pretty massive.
It's pretty good.
You definitely need that to
Does
start
she want to
fighting.
join fights right now?
I think that you do once you get Diffusal, right? She's got it. It's on the courier. It's going to happen. So I think that you find something, and then you try to push and get as much as you can. If the fight goes south, then you Siren and just get on out of there.
Okay,
right?
I just want to look at this Juggernaut's farm. Sherry, okay? Been farming quietly. Been a couple of parts of fight. Okay, hold on. Before
winner?
that.
The duel?
Winner. Yeah,
Rubik?
that's right. The winner. So she's got 20 dual damage, so it's kind of nice. But it looks like they might be going... Oh no, Ember. They do take down the Ember with a dominating kill streak. Can they go for more? Look at that. Nana showing up to the fight. Is there any net coming out? No, there isn't. She doesn't quite have it yet. It's there.
Rubik stole Sonic Wave.
Yeah. Beautiful. NM.
Yeah. This is what we're talking about, right?
She's still wondering... Oh,
yeah, there's no way.
Going away, but no, she's not going to be able to stop the TP. Okay. That's fine. Okay.
So, but... she got defusal. She went directly into the fight. This is perfect, right? So now you got to get something out of this. You got to get the T1 bottom. You got to start pushing. You got to create more space for yourself.
It's
Look at
so
how low
low.
it is.
Just take it.
You try to ping it.
Come on,
Make
Nana.
it
Just. I'll ping it. I'll ping it. The more I ping it, maybe they might see it.
No, if you ping it, you can kill it yourself.
No.
Did you ever play Warcraft 2?
No, I did.
Okay.
Okay, right. Shada gets it. And well, okay, basically Shada now with the 20 dual damage. And I
Yeah.
really like the blade mail pickup first.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just run it up on them.
Yeah, she can get cookied forward anyway, so she doesn't have to really rush the blink.
True.
Yeah, so...
She doesn't have to actually be the initiator. Because
no,
you can
she
have your
doesn't.
Quap do
yeah,
that.
The Quap can
And
do
then
that.
the LC can kind of clean up whoever just jumps on one of your
Mhm,
supports.
mhm.
So it makes sense to me to go blade mail first, especially since there's going to be so many wards out there that even if you had blink, you probably wouldn't be able to cast it,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay,
it's a
so
smart item pickup.
I wanted to talk about Sherry's item progression before we got into that fight at bottom.
Mhm.
So she's massive, honestly, absolutely massive. At 14 minutes, she has a Battle Fury, Threats, and Wraithband.
It's a pretty good game. Yeah, she's been
That's
quiet because
insane.
she's been farming.
Yeah, 7.4k net worth at 15 minutes into the game. That's ridiculous. It's so
She's
good.
like the opposite of all the carries that I play with ever in my pubs.
She actually gets items.
She actually gets items. Yeah. She's actually good
no,
at this game.
the cookie was casted, but the lift from KJ is gonna stop Sleepless. Okay, the purge is nice, but unfortunately, I
The
think that's gonna be
spin.
Sleepless going to sleep, and she's not gonna be able to do anything too much about it.
The
But there is a duel
duel!
with the blade mail as well. But no, the Sonic Wave pushes back Shada, and winner chicken dinner goes to Sherry. Chasing after
Yeah.
more. Do you want to go for Honey Lisa? No. Oh no, giving up dual damage.
Wait, who is the mech?
The
this-
mech
there was a
is
heal.
on Venomancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is-
Venom, yeah, Venom
Did he
is the
go
mech.
Arcane Boost? Okay, so he's
Yeah,
gonna
Arcane,
go
gonna
Greaves
go
at
for
some point.
Greaves.
Good.
4 stuff into Greaves, so that's nice.
Yeah, just more perfect itemization, right?
Mhm.
And also that you have Soul Rip from the Undying that can kind of just really muck up this duel
Mhm.
that happens. Like the duel needs to be right on point. Your team needs to be there so that you have the right amount of burst. Because again, the mech, all of these different ways that you can heal and kind of sustain yourself is going to be a huge problem, especially since you need these duels early.
10 dual damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Solo smoke from Naomi. I think she's gonna go to warding mission, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, she goes
Oh,
for a
she's been
smoke
spotted.
Rex. She's been spotted.
Oh, they ping it.
Nope. Yep, they ping it out. There is already a sentry drop down. So, oof. Smoke and ward wasted. But good thing wards are free right now.
Yeah. Actually, that's like my warding. I do that. I place it right there, and it always gets like instantly dewarded. I'm like,
Oof.
yeah, rough times. But if Naomi can do it, then I can do it, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Friend,
Overwhelming
right?
odds stolen.
Um,
So Mary, she'll be going for. She's got Maelstrom, Yule Scepter. Okay, seems good.
okay.
Doesn't see the need to really go for the Lincoln Sphere yet. So I think let's see if Shada's able to push her.
Like,
you know, push it.
actually, with the team going like mech and like having your Undying with the Soul Rip, like
Mhm.
you don't
You're not
have
too
to
worried
prioritize
about the
because the LC hasn't been getting some good duels off right now. Like the duel damage isn't so
Right.
crazy where
Mhm.
you have to worry about getting blown up.
right.
And I like the fact that they're pushing, they're creating a lot of pressure. And again,
Yep.
if you take away space from this Naga, man, she's gonna suffer. Like this is how you beat her. Like you just close out games, you can stick to objectives, and then just make her life miserable because she has nothing to farm.
Oh, that's tier 2 down. Tier 2 down. Last tier 2 standing right now in the mid lane.
Not a whole lot of space. Outpost is taken away. I mean,
Take the outpost.
yeah.
Take the outpost. Pre 20-minute outpost.
Like it's so rough trying to get into a fight to start things for Mariposa right now. And like the more defensive they are, the more timid they're going to play, and you know what I mean, with the less space that they have. And this
Yeah.
is why, again, taking those towers is so important early, because like if you're stuck taking like these tiny little jungle camps, it's not even the same amount as like the creep wave. Like just catching back up is just super difficult for your Naga.
Naga's trying to push the lanes with the illusions, but I think she's not being as efficient as she should be here.
Mhm.
But this is the only lane that she can really kind of push the advantage right now, because the rest of them, tier 1s, are still up. She can't really cut the lanes like a
Yeah.
Naga that really does normally.
Mhm.
This is a little
hard.
bit on the LC as well as the co-op right now.
Mhm,
Like they really need to be making moves with duels for Sonic Wave, which are both up.
Yeah.
But where can they go though?
There's
Do you want to go to the Roshan pit with them here?
I mean, but if you're going to give up Roche like this, and obviously they don't know that they're taking Roche, but you need to take advantage of this, like,
Well,
the
look,
space.
Naga is, right? Naga is. Look,
Yeah.
Naga's pushing in this bot lane, so normally you always see this trade where you have the push in coming here while the enemy team is taking Roshan.
Yeah, I mean, Naga's going to get, like, is going to have Manta up next, but I don't think that's really enough to, like, she's not tanky enough, right?
She
doesn't
hasn't
really damage.
reached that critical mass, right?
Yes, and she's falling behind, especially with this Juggernaut. She's going to get Aegis here. But and Venom almost does
Aegis
Greaves.
in the hands of Pacific Ping. 2 outposts going their way. But okay, saving grace. There is this nice ward here. Okay, it's dropped by to protect the Naga Siren.
Hang on, why do you put the ward there as opposed to
Uh,
the high ground?
Okay, so if I'm not wrong, you put it here, right? It actually doesn't get spotted out by low ground wards here.
Well, that is true,
Yeah.
but like if you're gonna sentry
But
the
if you
top,
put, okay, so normally people don't usually put the sentry here anymore.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I've seen. Well, okay, we'll talk about that.
Okay, we'll
later.
talk about that later because it's going to be a smoke up right now from Mariposa. They want to get something done, but they are smoking into an Aegis Pacific Pink. So
I mean, they
what
gotta
are
get
they trying to do? Do they
something.
want to go for the Naga Siren? They think they should be alone? Or are they going to go for KJ, but lift up immediately from KJ? Quick fingers, no dual damage for you.
KJ very very quick right there.
Ningen does finally have her Orchid. It's super late.
It's super late, yeah.
Oh, okay, Honey Lisa. She's going to be standing down there. She gets the TP off here. Does she have the chains right now? Yeah. Ooh, she makes it out of there, actually.
That was very
Ooh.
close.
Shadow Amulet plays, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. But she actually, okay, I think she mistimed it.
The
Like she,
chains, right?
no. I
Is
mean,
it?
she did
No.
the amulet first and then TP'd, right? If you TP and then you amulet when you're
Oh,
doing
you can emulate while you're TPing,
Oh.
right? Oh, okay, but the song, it's pretty huge. It catches onto 3. The
spin,
Juggernaut is
though.
spinning, of course, but there is still the Aegis, but she kind of used the song defensively because she was caught by the Poison Nova right now. She will tick down to, 1 point, and Legion Commander buys back immediately because they're pushing out the base. They pop the Tombstone that was, right in the background there, so it's gonna be a pro. Okay,
Space
wait, Mortimer's Kisses randomly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just clearing the creeps, I guess.
Alright.
But
Tombstone probably gonna go down. Ningen, she's gonna be gone on by the Juggernaut. They protected the Tombstone as well. Will they be able to get a duel at least on to Mary? No, they won't be able to. And
Snap
now
gets
Shada, well, they're just grouped up here, and Sherry just like, haha, your tower, it's mine. And look at the Tombstone. It was healed up to its full health again, and then before it finally went down, that was a full duration Tombstone that just stopped Mariposa from actually going into the base, and Sherry confidently taking the racks right under the noses of Mariposa, and Shada not
Yep,
able to
Aegis.
get anything much. She gets purged up actually twice by both the Oracle as well as her pressy attack, but she's not able to get anything done, honestly.
like this is the fortification that I was talking about. Like those wards are there providing so much space. Oh, they might even get the Venom.
Oh, they might get the Veno, but okay, very nice again. The Shadow Amulet plays.
Sure
It's the
baited.
Snapfire who's going to be going down. Shada as well to follow.
Oh, the
And now the Omni
Omni.
Slash is going to clear every single one of them except for Ningen, who lives to tell the tale, and she goes back to the base.
Are you gonna just T4
She's going
this?
to tell the couriers.
There's no way.
Do you know what happened to my team? They
Hey.
passed away here.
There's a big,
we'll all remember
bad,
here.
venomous
That's right.
monster out there. It's straight out of Stranger Things. Oh, they're going for T4s.
They're going for T4.
Yeah, you might as well, right?
Something. What are the? What's the average game time again for Pacific Pink?
It's 25,
25 minutes.
This is actually
Well,
going
they're
faster than
just
that.
lowering the average, I guess.
Yeah, they're just like, I mean, okay, you
No,
basically
Mortimer.
ask the enemy team a question. Do you have buyback?
Do you have buybacks?
Hit
Oh,
the
when you
T4?
hit the tier 4s, yeah.
It's like, nope, they don't
And
have
it answers
buyback.
They don't have buybacks.
Gee.
And
They're using the chat wheel and they're going crazy. And this is the power of Pacific Pink, right? Like it's literally like
pushing that advantage when they have it here.
yeah. I mean, the draft was on point. Like even the Ember was there. The Naga never really got going. Was super like just completely controlled. Like not very strong. Wasn't even able to take like I think she was in like one team fight, and then in the very end she was just getting spun on in terms of like the jugs. So like legitimately like the team just got rolled at that point, right? And so it's very difficult to get into this. The Veno was just completely on point. Like the heals that you have, everything was just like the itemization was just amazing.
They knew they wanted to end their games really quickly,
Yeah.
so they itemized with this mech, and then they're like, okay, you know what? With this mech, we group up, we end.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those games where you're kind of, um, it's somewhat demoralizing in the sense that, like, you think you just won the previous game, and then now you're playing this team, and then you're kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, do we have a chance? What
Mhm.
can we do, right? And to be honest, the laning wasn't terrible or anything, but it's just Pacific Ping things, right? Just like how they close the games out. They make
Mhm.
it seem like it's close. Even like the only one, like Rubik dying only 3 times, whereas
Yeah.
like the others died once or nothing. Like that's crazy, right?
So it was pretty even past the laning stage, right? And then just
Hmm.
suddenly it just spiraled completely out of control
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
of the way that Pacific Ping moved, right? Here.
Yeah.
So wow.
Just their coordination, just everything has been on point. And this is why these guys have been playing together for so long,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
they've been doing really, really well because they really know how to close out games and they know how to stick to objective-based Dota, and that will win you a lot of games. They're very good
Wait,
for
wait,
that.
KJ, she stole a duo and she has dual damage victory too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She stole it in the
Right.
bottom lane. Yeah, in one of the team fights. Very
All
cheeky.
right, very nice. So Shada has 20 to her name, but she gave away 10. So she gave away 20 as well. So
Hmm.
does that mean she has no dual damage then,
No
I
dual
guess?
damage, net
If
net.
you give
Yeah.
away, right, the net increase is just 0, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like the coordination of the team just kind of felt like it wasn't like a set strategy in terms of the heroes that they
Mhm.
wanted, but it was more of like what is what is Pacific Pink picking in terms of the draft, and then we'll counter based on that. But like if we're looking at the synergy of everything, it's kind of really not there.
Mhm.
Right, and I feel like that's kind of lacking. Like if you had an Oracle, especially early, like in the I think the second pick in the first phase, like you need something to like maybe like a Huskar or something. You know what I mean? Something that like makes sense of why you would pick
Okay.
those things together.
So if let's say, what would you recommend if you're going up against Pacific Pink? Do you play the speed that they're used to, or do you try to hold out games? Do you try to hold out against them and perhaps take them to the late game where maybe things are a little bit more uncertain for Pacific Pink?
I again, it really comes down to draft and how things work. But I think that we what we've seen though is that Pacific Pink will literally punch you in the face, and then the other team reacts to that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you need to be the team that starts throwing out some punches. You need to be the aggressor. You need to figure things out and find those pickoffs because if you let Pacific Pink do their own things, they're just going to dominate the game.
Yeah. All right. So you got to be the one pushing Pacific Pink around. You've got to be the one calling the shots here.
Yeah, punch him in the face.
Okay. Violence only in game, not in real life
Sorry.
here. So
Yeah,
keep your fist to yourself.
it's a Sunday. Oh, you know it is.
Yeah, so I hope you guys have been having a wonderful Sunday. We have been. That was the previous game actually was the one that I really enjoyed watching between Broomhandle, right?
Yeah.
Between Broomhandle and Mariposa.
Mhm.
And then now we have this game, which is just a clinical dissection of Mariposa by Pacific Pink. So yeah, that's something that wow. Pacific Pink reminding me why I kind of fell in love with them last year, at
Mhm.
FSL Elite when we were casting
By the
them.
way, for the
Mhm.
record, just so everybody's aware, in the grand finals, it was going to be Asterix and Pacific Pink.
Yeah,
You
that's right.
chose Asterix.
Uh-huh.
You thought they were going to win. Obviously, that didn't happen. And I just want to say that I was right in my prediction. So
All
let
right,
the
you were
record
right,
show.
and I was left. So okay,
Yeah,
all
I've
right.
been riding this
Yeah.
Pacific Pink train for quite some time now. Okay, you're welcome to come on aboard. On
We'll see how it goes here. Okay, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if anybody's able to take a game off Pacific Pink, and if anybody's able to give them a run for their money. I
Yeah.
mean, there is money involved in this, right? Like,
Mhm.
you do get, what is it?
300 SGD.
300 SGD for the first prize and 150 for
Yes,
the
for
second.
second.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's kind of nice.
So mind you, Mariposa, even though they lost here, they end up like top 4 team, right? So
Mhm.
they're going to get 50 SGD. So congrats to them on that.
Mhm.
Now, mind you, the other game that's going on, could be between Brenny Sports and Team Aquila. That game literally just started. So we're going to wait for that game to finish. That one's going on our Twitch right now. So twitch.tv/FSL. FSL.
FSL, just FSL.
Feel free to check in. Obviously, they might not be speaking in English there, but that's fine. Nonetheless, it's still Dota, right? You'll figure things out. And so just check out that game. And once that game ends, we're going to go to the grand finals, and we'll do that together.